Okay, so let's say I am given a requirement to have persons in an application represented somehow. And so I have to create a person class, and in this case I'm given four attributes. It's a very simple person. It's got a name, an age, a weight, and a height. And I do this very simple type of implementation, and I think it's good enough to get started with. Now, before I start writing my application, I'm going to write a unit test that's going to test this. So here I've set up a bunch of references. I got 3 references, and I've got 2 instances of persons. So Steve is this reference here, pointing to this person. Same Steve also points to that same reference. Then I create another instance here that I assign to this reference called other Steve. And this instance here happens to have the same attributes as this reference. So I know that using the equals operator, I can compare based upon memory references. Are they the same reference? Do they point to the same object in memory? So I know that comparing Steve to same Steve would return true with the equals, but comparing Steve to other Steve would return false. Now, what if I want to compare not based upon the memory locations, but I want to compare based upon the contents of those objects? Is there a way to do that? Well, somebody tells me that there's a method called equals in the object class that'll do just that. And since I inherit equals from objects, since every class extends the object class implicitly, object is the superclass of everything in Java, then I think, okay, it's done. It's going to do the work for me. It's going to look and see, do these 2 instances have the same contents, the same attributes? So now I'm going to run this simple test and see if that holds true. Lo and behold, it fails. Where does it fail? It fails right here when we're comparing the 2 different instances. So now let me go into my trusty Java doc and see if I can understand why that is. And after reading through all this stuff, I find that the default implementation of equals actually just compares using the equals operator. So that didn't do it for me. But what I can do is I can override this equals method in my person class to do the kind of comparison that I want to do, comparing based upon the different attributes. And one nice thing is that in Eclipse or in other IDEs, I can generate that automatically. So let me go click on source. There's this operation called generate hash code in equals. Don't worry about hash code for now. It's another big topic for another time. But it gives me the option to do the comparison, determine equality based upon, by default, all the different attributes I have. And that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to click generate. It generates the hash code and the equals method. And you can see here, after doing some preliminary checks, then it does this comparison. Compare my age against the other guy's age. Compare my height against the other person's height, etc. And if all of them are the same, then we're determined to be equal. So let me try running it now that I've added this override into my class and see what happens. Great, now it passed. So this is just a very brief intro to equality in Java. There's a lot more to it, and there are different cases where we're going to do different types of equality checks. But for now, this should give you a good start. And I totally recommend reading those Java docs in detail to get a better understanding of the rules for equality in Java. Thank you.